We arrive at video 4,224, and as usual I try to have something else in the meme. Some basic meanings that can be attached to this number are from the east or south to doubly above or north. We turn to the south or east. The cycles of skills and tools need a feminine influence. East or south and northeast to east below. And east or south brings above or below. And the northwest to the south are east and west below. Be completely loving to the peace within your power. Let's remember that the sage controls the oracle. And the scripture of this age, Surah 42:10, is verse number 4,224. وَمَا اخْتَلَفْتُمْ فِيهِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ فَحُكْمُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبِّي عَلَيْهِ تَوَكَّلْتُ وَإِلَيْهِ أُنِيبُ. And I'm not saying that we don't have our free will, but ultimately the decision is with God. And that's what we're supposed to turn our trust towards. That's why religion is called surrender or submission, if you translate terms into English. Well, some of the terms, anyways. And of course, 42:24. يَقُولُونَ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا فَإِن يَشَاءِ اللَّهُ يَخْتِمْ عَلَى قَلْبِكَ وَيَمْحُ اللَّهُ الْبَاطِلَ وَيُحِقُّ الْحَقَّ بِكَلِمَاتِهِ إِنَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. And God's the one who knows the secrets. But before we assert that the spiritually gifted don't know anything, and they're just making things up, realize how serious it is that our stifling of ourselves emotionally and mentally, and what we want in terms of the vain things, that can go away. A verse that in Aramea equals 4,224 is Numbers 21:1. And when the king Arhad, the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners. 2 Kings 16:18. And the covert for the Sabbath that they had built in the house, and the king's entry without, turned he from the house of God as a noun and verb for the king of Assyria. And let us remember that Lord is not a right translation there. Ezra 4:5. And hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia. Now Cyrus, or Kurash, was Dhul-Qarnayn, and in the Bible he's clearly listed as a Messiah. So Joel, we're looking for Joel here. Joel, okay. Joel 2:23. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice, and God is a noun and verb, your God, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, and the latter rain in the first month. And Muharram is now called the first month, but the first month of the year in the biblical calendar starts in March. And, so they had it fixed. But remember, Zion, except for one reference, it's all about setting a good example. It's not some blood and soil thing. It doesn't have to include Jerusalem. So I'm not supporting that sort of, any of these blood and soil based pride things. No. And remember, a sage does not consult the oracle. He directs the oracle. So whatever context and whichever choices you want to make, however you want to further go into the symbolism of any particular part, share, don't share, but it's up to you. It's not like the oracles rule us. We look at our charts and we say, oh no, I have to do this. Maybe war is a lie, but the victims and the suffering is a reality. Now, as much as suffering and hardship aren't the same thing, it's important for us to realize that when we give people hardship beyond what is right to, if we're doing something wrong that gives people hardship, we, might be responsible for more than we realize. I mean, we start, those who do that are starting a process more than what they realize. They are worse than who they serve. The Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. The living tribunal is like living in a spiritual hell with benefits. And the first voice which I heard, as it were, of a trumpet talking with me. Cross, thorns, crown, 3 nails, pure soul, burning blue, white, clean. All the planetary gods are serpents, are serpent possessed and making war with Zeus. Now Zeus can be thought of beyond the personifications. So keep that in mind, as a genderless being and all that. And for one day, the rain stopped and the sun was shining all around the earth. I don't know how that's possible without water going away. You are all going to pay horribly for how you've treated me. You can't retaliate against someone if they haven't done anything yet. And a separate phrase, they will try everything to make us separate. I can think of at least, I can think of one person that's particularly been true. Because I'm trying to get people to live without the dependence on substances and stuff like that. But Stephen James Dishon from Michigan killed and cannibalized many young children. I'm not familiar with the name, but I try not to be entertained by evil for just, it's, just entertainment, Orgone batons in the ground destroys evil and underground alien bases. Now, if I see evidence that somebody went around and buried something right next to some power tower out in some public place, I'm going to probably take that orgone, if I have time, I'm going to probably try to take that orgone bit and, well, some of that stuff can be toxic, but generally people buy something non-toxic. But yeah, people, it's really an amulet sales thing. It's selling it as pseudoscience. Don't fall for it. It's not like it destroys all the negative energy in the room. It doesn't, particularly buried in the ground and all that. Reptilian, you can even hide radiation by burying it into the ground to where you're not going to detect it. Reptilian Coalition members. Oh, Reptilian Coalition membership identification number 247. I didn't do a 247 video, but I may go back and do smaller numbers than what I'm doing today. I've always believed that celebrities were meant to represent greatness. Well, they're not even greatness, but there's greatness in various things, and not all those things that people are being great in are worthwhile things. This is not acupuncture, the pseudoscience, and I warn you seriously. Vengeance is a journey with no return. Aftermath. That's not really true. Well, it typically isn't true. Brain meanings. Inner gematria error. Get over it. A very great evil. I want you, and I need you every single day. What do you get if you multiply 6 by 9? Minds at play and reverence pay homage to their Lord with their shared joys. Sort of a sun card, the tarot trump, the sun. Liberation through joy. Liberation in innocence. Not necessarily ignorance, but Yahweh is not happy with Israel, or he would not allow it to burn. It doesn't quite work that way. We're tried with ease and hardship. People are more likely to fail the test of ease, so we can't go all gospel of prosperity on us. The two sisters reconciled on January 11th, 2013. Zeus is going to incinerate the soul of his brother-in-law, Tartarus. I strike my sword through the wall and slayed the dragon. Garments from heaven are worth more than those wearing it. Now, even the religious places of sanctity, it's the worshipers that continually sanctify it. And it's like the Kaaba. A group stole the stone for 30 years, and it didn't. People still went on pilgrimage. It was still the direction for prayer and all this other stuff. So, no, we can't violate the laws of any to save some garment. But then again, you do protect spiritual things. What would gematria be like in 3 dimensions if you added meter and timing? If you are not sorry, you are not forgiven. And you have the problem. Taylor Allison Swift's soul is going to get erased out of existence. I don't know if that's the big musician's middle name or not, but this is the word that the Lord hath spoken concerning Moab since that time. I don't believe in races being cursed or blessed perpetually forever. The true Abrahamic covenant was he had to be righteous. If she died tomorrow, his name would be on her gravestone as part of her name. his name would be on her gravestone as part of her name. The sacrificial lamb means baby Jesus was fed to witches. I am in my full raven mode, scolding the politicians because they deserve it. President Barack Obama is set to deliver the annual State of the Union address on Tuesday. Brain intruders are condemning innocent people in the worst way. And I have to end